good, and then we can go through that. Yeah. Anyway, so we have a couple choices. We can finish up lectins, although I think we've got a lot of lectins. We can finish up lectins, or we can just take general questions. There's some other speaker at Summerfest says something. I'd love to hear what you think about. Or I realized, well, there's tons of other topics that I've yet to cover, which we could do in a very similar way. So, for example, here's all the new arsenic and rice videos. The nutritional yeast, the cautionary tales about certain people who shouldn't be eating nutritional yeast. Here's all these, best foods for autism. That's interesting. Oh, here's the cell phone stuff. Oh, where's Robert? I promised this guy, I'll give you all I'll send you my cell phone videos. But I realized, no, they haven't been made yet. But I have the scripts, and so we could go through the cell phone videos if you wanted. What else do we have here? More of the latest on amla, saffron, and then there's just gazillions like, are avocados good for you? Or you can see I've done a lot of cannabis research recently. Anyway, what is everybody's preference? Whoa, okay. I'm hearing some. Arsenic and rice story?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And so, what? Oh, okay. So here I am after 5 days of brown rice served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And at the end, I'm telling people, okay. Well, the reason. I could go through a little bit about this. So this is actually in the current DVD. So this is volume 37, which is actually out now. So what I do is I release my videos in 26 video chunks. So right now you can get volume 37, which has all the arsenic and rice stuff, streaming for a donation, and then they'll all eventually be free online. These arsenic videos over the next few months will pop up. And so you can go home tonight and watch all 13 arsenic videos. And so I don't want to go through them. So I can go through one, which I think is the most poignant one, or I can just give you the bottom line. All right. Oh, well, it's really, all right. Oh, this is good. Oh, yeah, I didn't even, I wasn't showing this. Okay, so these are all the ones that I have available if people are interested. So arsenic and rice. So, bottom line. Bottom line. Quinoa, awesome stuff. Oh my God, barley? Have you heard about this barley stuff? So basically, brown rice has slipped from a green light food. For those of you familiar with How Not to Die, second half of the book, I have this traffic light system. Green light food, which is green light is like these are your stuff in your face foods, has moved to a yellow light food, meaning minimized consumption. And white rice has gone to a red light food, which is avoid. Oh, wow. And so, so white rice is in the bacon category now, and brown rice is in the cow's milk category.
Even if it's soaked?
Oh yeah. So then I have, so there's all sorts of ways. So if you really love rice, right, and you're like, I don't care, arsenic, schmarsenic. There are ways you can reduce your risk. So I go through all the brands, the lowest arsenic brands. What areas of the country? Which countries you can get the lowest rice? Is it brown, red, black? What color is the best rice? What variety? Basmati, blah, blah, blah. And then you can cook rice to reduce arsenic further. So you don't cook rice dry like we do in a rice cooker. You boil rice like pasta. 6-to-1 rice to water ratio, drop arsenic levels 40%. 10-to-1 water to rice ratio, we drop 60% arsenic because you're pouring that arsenic down the drain. It's water soluble, it comes down to the water while you're boiling it, then you pour it down the drain. But if you cook it in a rice cooker or something until it's dry, all the arsenic stays in it. So you just cut your, arsenic intake from rice in half. I talk about, rice syrup and all this stuff. So there's absolutely ways, if you want to keep it in your diet, like, you want to smoke less. If you want to, it's your body, your choice, do whatever you want. If you want to continue to eat rice, there are certainly ways. When I go through lots of ways you can reduce your rice intake, and this is what Consumer Report says you should eat, this is what World Health Organization says you need, but it is a serious issue.
Did you eat rice this week?
I didn't eat a grain of rice this week.
Are you pouring other things down the drain when you're pouring it? I mean.
Oh, no, that's such a great question. Wait a second. Why don't you boil rice like pasta? Think of all the nutrients you're then pouring down the drain. Yeah. Oh, so I got videos that go through. This is what happens to B vitamins. This is what happens to iron. This is what happens to all your minerals when you do that. And it's actually, and what happens is the white rice, the nutrition goes away. Why? Because white rice are just little grains that starts to have vitamins sprayed on them, fortified, right? By law, otherwise people die of beriberi. So when you boil white rice, all the nutrition goes away. Not all, but I mean like 85%. But brown rice is actually, the nutrition is, there's much a smaller decrement in nutrition, and I can see, depending on what nutrient you're interested in, I forget the numbers, but all these cool graphs that show here's your arsenic way down here, and look, you only, nailed your thiamine this much, whatever. Yeah, but I go, and, cooking time, all these, percolating, like putting rice in a coffee percolator, there's a study on that, crazy stuff. But now there's this huge literature, it's something we need to take seriously, particularly people like on these macrobiotic diets where it's like brown lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is serious. People with celiac disease who need to avoid gluten, we have these horrible cases of arsenic toxicity because everything they eat is made out of rice instead of, the alternative. Anyway.
So doesn't brown rice have more arsenic than white rice?
Brown rice does have more arsenic than white rice, but it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. And actually, fiber and other things decrease the absorption of the arsenic in brown rice. You still get bored, yes, and there's all sorts of interesting stuff about that. But if you compare the arsenic levels of brown rice eaters, so Harvard did this, brown rice eaters versus white rice eaters versus people that don't eat rice, they're down here, very low arsenic levels. But white rice eaters and brown rice eaters actually have the same arsenic levels in their bloodstream. And it's because you actually don't absorb. So yes, there's actually more arsenic in brown rice. Because when you refine away all the nutrients from white rice, you also pull away some of the arsenic. And where's the arsenic come from? It comes from these arsenic-based pesticides that are used to control boll weevils in the cotton population in the cotton fields of Arkansas and Texas, where they're growing all this rice, and they're giving arsenic-based drugs to poultry, and they're feeding the poultry manure onto the. And then in California, they have these wine. They use arsenic-based pesticides in the wine for the grapes. So that's a great question. Okay, so it's not. They're not. These are banned pesticides. Arsenic-based pesticides are banned. In fact, banned for decades now. So they're not adding. It's in the soil. We literally put hundreds of thousands of tons of arsenic into the soil, and so the rice. In fact, there's so much arsenic in the soil that the rice. What was the rice industry response? And that's the funnest videos. Where like, what does the rice industry have to say about this? Oh, slimy. But there's so much arsenic in the rice that it was killing the rice plants. So what does the rice industry do? Why don't we find some clean soil to plant rice in? No. Let's engineer a rice plant that resists arsenic. Right? So they have an arsenic-resistant strain. In fact, that's the U.S. strain. So unfortunately, there's no arsenic-resistant humans to eat it. And so...
Is it GMO?
And no, it's not GMO. It's a selective breeding. So to get something called straight head.
So why rice from Asia?
So rice from Asia significantly lower arsenic levels. And so in terms of, again, it's best to watch the videos because I've got a lot of stuff swimming around. But Indian basmati low, California brown low. So Lundberg has been very good about Lundberg. This company, they've been very transparent. Their rice has tons of arsenic in it, but at least they're like testing. They're doing their own independent testing and posting it to the internet to help the FDA and people. I have a lot of respect. And then there's other companies that are doing really terrible things, and I have less respect for them. Whole Foods had the highest levels of arsenic tested. Walmart had some of the lowest, interesting. In terms of brown rice, I don't know. So it's all. I don't know. But there's been thousands, these studies with 25 countries, thousands of rice samples. And so if you're going to buy U.S. rice, definitely California rice is better than Southeast U.S. rice. And yeah. Okay.
What are the symptoms of elevated arsenic?
Oh, so the biggest problem is increased cancer risk. So arsenic is carcinogenic. I mean, so we think of arsenic, we think of acute poisoning, we think of like the Borgias and like, you know. But long term, tiny chronic doses for long term, and most of this is from water data. There's some wells that have arsenic contaminated water, and you see people, if you eat a little bit of arsenic for a long time, what happens? And you have high rates of a variety of cancers. And so that's probably the biggest thing. And so the FDA, there's actually, it's an emotional roller coaster, these videos. And there's actually, and the good news is finally the FDA, so for a long time China has capped their arsenic. They have a legal limit. You can't have this much arsenic in rice. What are you, crazy? But the US, of course, has a very powerful rice industry that has blocked it. But finally the FDA at least has capped rice for infant baby foods. And so they're actually doing some good movement in that area, and yeah. But it's interesting, but they're only looking at cancer risk, and they're very clear, saying, look, there's all sorts of non-cancer risks, health risks to arsenic, but if we'd spent our time doing that, we couldn't get the word out that, quick, you gotta stop giving little babies arsenic. And so they're like, but they actually did a good job. Anyway, God, we could spend the whole time. I know maybe people want to go to other things, whatever you want to do. Yeah?
Does Tef and Amaranth have arsenic?
Oh, yeah, so any other grain. So you move to any other grain. So it's just, the rice and wild rice are the two concerning. They're both these waterlogged plants grown in places with lots of arsenic, thanks to our bad pesticide history. And so move to anything else. Move to teff, move to quinoa, move to, whatever else you want.
So not black rice and red?
Oh, so black rice and red are better than brown, I think. But when we're talking better, it's like 20% better, and all these whole grain rice varieties have like 500 times the legal limit of 500 times the 1 in a million cancer risk. That's how the public health community, their cancer benchmark is 1 in a million increased cancer risk. So if adding, some companies said, we want to add a chemical to the environment or into people's food supply, what the public health community wants to know, is this going to increase, is there going to be a 1 in a million increased risk, like 1 million people eat this, okay, X person gets cancer, fine. That's okay. But we don't, so if there's 300 million people in this country, so a couple hundred extra cancer cases, dump that chemical in the food supply. But if you use that, you have to do it somewhere, right? Okay. And so using that benchmark, then rice is off the charts. I mean, just way off the charts. Yeah.
What about rice milk?
Oh yeah, rice milk bad. So rice milk is a red light food now. Yeah. So and so then I really go into rice milk. There's all sorts of interesting things. Anyway. I got a lot of videos coming up on rice milk. Bottom line, if we just want to go straight to the bottom line, choose, oat milk, soy milk, more healthful milks.
Who should not use nutritional?
Who should not use? People with Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, should not be eating nutritional yeast. People with Crohn's disease should not be eating nutritional yeast. People with hidradenitis suppurativa should not be eating nutritional yeast. And if you're saying, what's that? You probably don't have it. So that's but and look, you watch my videos, you make up your own mind. In fact, I have a friend with Crohn's who's like, I don't care. I'm eating my mac and cheese, I'm putting it down. Yeah, I'll die with my nutritional yeast clutched to my chest. All right. But look, it's totally your decision, your body, your choice. But look at the data first, and I think that there's a really compelling enough case that people with those two conditions should not be eating nutritional yeast. But then lots of other videos saying nutritional yeast is great stuff for most people, right? I mean, it's like whole grain, whole wheat bread, gluten. Great, whole wheat bread is great for most people, but people with celiac disease, it can be horrible. I mean, people, right? Peanuts, great. If you have peanut allergy, dead. I mean, all right. Okay. Crohn's disease is hidradenitis laminitis suppurativa. If your armpits